Hello and welcome to this episode of Between the Studs. I'm your host Mark. Today I'm joined by Daniel and Joe.
Hello.
How's it going?
Also the hosts of The Morning Brick, I may say.
Yeah, that's fair.
Reminder,
that's
we
fair.
do that live stream for LEGO News every Wednesday
right.
morning. Plug, unnecessary.
right.
But
That
no,
wasn't
we're back.
even shameless. That was a shameful plug.
Exactly. But we are here today on this episode of Between the Studs to do one of our favorite series, which is rare parts and pieces. This is, I forget which number this is. I think it's like 7 or 8.
That sounds
Have to
right.
double
Oh,
check.
I went back and rewatched them.
Yeah.
There's some numbering issues.
We
so
lost track somewhere in the middle there, and we're back on track
we
now.
need to be able to update those video
That's
titles.
And Daniel also went to the effort of cataloging all the pieces we've done before, so don't have any
Which is
repeats.
impressive, yeah.
Which I think we had 1 or 2 that have snuck in more than
Yeah,
once.
that's why we needed to do it.
Yeah.
So trying to keep ourselves organized here on Between the Studs. But I think now we've got a fantastic selection of extremely weird rare pieces. So I'm really excited. And Joe, is this your first
I've never
time?
done a rare parts video, so
Wow.
they've always seemed fun. So I was like, well, I might as well. And
That's
a couple of these you guys found for me. A couple of them I found myself, which was fun. One of them I literally just saw randomly and was like, ooh, that's cool, and I picked it up.
Yeah.
In the early days, it was like Chris and Justin.
Justin and
you?
Randy, honestly.
I think Randy
Angie
did
did
one.
a few too. Yeah.
Let's see. Alex did one. I know Garrett did one.
Yes, Garrett's done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like doing. I've been on like almost all
I
of
say
them
Daniel.
since
This
started.
I think this
I
is
love
Daniel's
these.
favorite segment.
I love these.
Daniel's
I love
the staple.
parts. I'm a parts
We
guy.
all love weird
Yeah.
Lego items, and this is going to be full of them. I'll go ahead and get us started here.
Yes.
And I actually think this is the best selection of weird parts I've had in this video. Because normally I have just kind of a bunch of just random stuff. But this is kind of rare. Okay. And one of the more common pieces that I have to talk about today is the 8x8 plate in trans medium blue. This is a very unusual piece. The part number is 41539, although there is an alternate part number that's included with that too. This came out in 2004 for Ogle's Ice Fortress, which is where I got 2 of these back in the day. But it was released in various sets still about 2010, all of them being kind of larger, weird sets. So Town Plan, Daniel, if you remember that one.
The fountain in the middle of it.
Yeah,
A couple Belleville sets, which is obvious. I mean, it's,
that's why you wanted it.
Yeah, of course, it's Belleville.
I used a lot of that trans
the
medium
last use was in a Winter Village set.
That's what I recognize.
Exactly.
Is that little ice rink.
That's probably the most popular, common use of it. So, like I said, it's one of my more common pieces, but it's still kind of rare. And because of the fabulous mock potential with a large, transparent, watery type element, this is a $5 to $10 piece depending on condition.
So now at $5 to $10 a piece, let's take a pause here. How many of these are in your personal collection?
I only have like 10 or 12. Okay,
only 10 or 12.
That's
okay.
all.
that's it.
That's at least $120 worth of this single part.
I typically pay the $10 price for them because they are usually in pretty good shape, like this one is.
Yeah.
So, but that's for over like 9 years. Okay, it's not that bad.
I'm sure you'll be taking this one home
It's
today.
also it's a unique color.
Yeah,
trans.
it is.
It's not trans light blue, which is the more common. It's trans medium blue, which they haven't
very
made a
nice
lot of
color.
parts in it.
Yeah. Now, surprisingly, there is a trans light blue version of this plate. I think that's actually even slightly rarer. So, but this one is the color to get. I think.
I
Super
In
cool.
sets or
cooler.
like as a non-production?
I believe it's in sense. I didn't look into that when I was looking at this
We
one.
don't have
but-
that one, folks.
Yeah, I have that one too. I have one of that
Nice.
color, so it's very weird. But I wish Lego would make more transparent pieces. I've talked about this before. I'm not going to rant for a long time. But guys, would you collect this? And can you think of a mock use besides water?
I forgot we were doing this.
I have never done this, so this is new.
It's fun.
I would say yes. I
You
would
want this in your
collect
collection?
it. I do want one. They're cool, and I maybe do not water. I do ice.
Yeah, perfect. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Brilliant, right?
Just like the Winter Village, perfect.
I would definitely collect this if Mark didn't steal them all up before anybody else got
I'll
a
let you
chance
have
to
this
buy
one.
them.
Yeah,
I like I just like transparent parts in
Yeah.
general. I
Yeah.
just think they're very cool. But you could do kind of like a cool like textured window or like a glass.
I was gonna say stained glass. You could
Glass.
put some other transparent on it.
You know how, gosh, I guess it was big in like the 80s and 90s. There were like walls made out of like stacked glass blocks.
Yes.
They were like glass bricks.
Yeah.
It almost has that kind of look if you put like 1x1 tiles or something.
It would look cool.
In clear on one side. Get a cool kind of effect there.
Yeah, probably one of the only ways you could easily do a stained glass windows with these, so pretty interesting. But that's my first piece of many. I think we're doing our top 6 rare parts and pieces. So Daniel, what's the first one you want to talk about?
All right, first one I'm going to do is the 1x16 lattice piece. This is part number 4168.
This is weird.
Yeah.
I love these. I grab these every chance I get. get. This one in particular is in red. The part also appeared a little more commonly in light gray and white.
Nice.
The red one only appeared in one set, though, and that was the Indy Transport. It was like a racing set.
Right, Indianapolis.
Yeah, just like a town racing set. Most of what this was used for, though, was in train sets, or it was used for like lamp posts or like semaphore signals and things like that.
Scaffolding, maybe, kind of.
Yeah, it was a cool way to get sort of a tall post with this interesting lattice work on it. What is nice about this is that in the same as like the lattice fence pieces, this can actually stick onto studs.
Right.
So you can put studs through here.
Really cool.
Yeah, a lot of cool things that you can do with this. If you want to get your hands on a red one, it'll run you about $3 for a used one or $12 for a new condition one.
Not cheap.
Not a cheap part.
Not cheap, not cheap. The light gray and the white are a little better. Like I said, they appeared in a few more sets, but like I said, I grab these every chance I get because I can use them in New Hiroshima all day long. But what do you guys think about it?
So, go ahead, Joe.
I mean, this is a cool piece, and I do like the fact, like, I don't see these often, but I know the fence pieces are really cool, the way you can stick a stud inside of them. That's actually the only way you can connect this without, wedging it
illegally.
Between. Yeah. So, I think this would be cool. I don't know. There's probably so many good uses for it. Yeah, that's the thought that I had.
I'm thinking this is probably would be an illegal connection because I feel like this is the plate thickness and not the tile thickness because it doesn't have that little groove in it.
Right. So I don't know what I would do with it, but I would do something with it.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Listen, this is all new. I'm trying to remember how to do things.
Yeah, we should not make Joe go first.
Yeah.
Okay.
He needs more time to think.
Years ago, when I first saw these appear, I'm like, "Is this Lego?" Because I don't see the stud, don't see the Lego writing on there, but yes, it is. So I haven't thrown any of these away, but I stopped and I looked at it and I put it back in the bulk. I was confused by it. So I would want to use this. And one thought I had was, I remember the Lego fence pieces vividly from town sets, but I would want to use this as a micro scale fence in a little tiny farm. I just think that'd be fun.
You could use the white ones.
Illegal connection.
Your little white picket fence out front of your house.
So I see it as a little micro scale fence, but obviously this has tons of uses. You could even use it to put plates, connect them kind of like so you have anti-stud connections facing both directions.
Yeah, I think
that's a good point.
The studs would not go in all the way from both sides, but you could definitely probably get some decent.
You get 3 or 4 of those, and you got some good clutch power.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, interesting part, Daniel.
Yeah, I love that one.
Joe, what's the first one?
Now this is pretty cool, right? This is the one I randomly found. It's a screwdriver that someone was like, "Oh, hey, this is fake. Can you throw it away for me?" And I was like, "Huh, that is weird." I was like, "Wait, it says Lego on it." I was like, "This is real." I was like, "I feel like..."
Who said that?
I think it was Ethan.
Yeah.
Because it was in the minifig processing area for some reason. He's like, "Yeah, I don't think this is real." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't either." And then I was like, "That's a part number." And then I was like, I wonder if it says Lego on it. And I don't know where... Yeah, it's right there. I was like, oh, look at that. That's real.
Oh, my goodness.
So I was like, okay, I don't actually know what this is. So I looked it up and I was like, oh, y'all have talked about Tulo. And I was like, this is pretty cool. So it's not expensive. It's like 50 cents.
Wow.
Because it came out in the early 2010s. But in 2015, they released just this in a bag. So you could like get a replacement
for like a couple
bucks. I want to say there might have been an older version or something with the black handle. Did that come out earlier, like in the 90s or something?
I don't think it was that early, but I could be wrong. I didn't do deep research.
There might be like a variant.
The part number is DT001C01.
What is that, Duplo tool? Maybe?
Probably, and then the C's probably because of the color.
Yeah.
So I think this is really cool, and of course it's got the weird triangle screw area.
Connection point.
Yeah.
No studs.
Yeah, it's very strange. It doesn't, like, you would pick this up and be like, oh, this goes on my kid's playset. Like, this doesn't look like a Lego part at all.
It's like Fisher-Price.
Yeah. Right,
exactly. So I thought it was really unique, and it's pretty cool. I don't know what you would do with it, so would you collect it, and what would you do with it in a mock?
I would still collect it, but I wouldn't know what to do with this, other than as a prop for like a larger-than-life mock.
I would say you could make a big-scale person and have them hold this.
Exactly.
Yeah, unless you're just making like a pile of tools or something, but this wouldn't be a very creative solution to that.
Prefab.
The only thing I could think, because there's like no real legal connections on this, as far as I can tell, that could connect to anything. Yeah. So best case I could think is maybe if you did some tire wizardry or something, you could just stick this on top of something as like an antenna.
Hey, there you go.
Or something.
Ooh, a gear shifter for a giant vehicle
interior.
Hey,
now we're talking.
That'd be a big car.
I mean, large scale.
Yeah,
I thought that was fun.
Man, that's a weird part.
Right?
This is going to be the wackiest episode so far, I think. I mean, we've had some weird ones, but this is crazy. All right. This is going to be my next piece, and this is a little more rare just because it only came in one set.
Did it really?
Only one set that this panel 3x3x6 corner convex. And this has the left side print of the Space Police logo. There was also a right side print that you have to match this with.
Down, yeah.
So it's swapped for either side. If only they had thought of going stud up, and then they would have never had to have a left and right side. So that makes it a little harder to connect the pair of these. This would have come out in 1989, and of course Space Police 2. I think it actually says Space Police 1 on the Bricklink listing, even though it's definitely from Space Police 2. So this is actually a relatively...
No, wait, that's Space Police 1, isn't it? The red and black?
You think?
I think that was Space Police 1. Space Police 2 was like the white and green.
Yeah.
But that would have been...
But I think that's right.
That should be Space Police 1.
Is it Space Police 1?
Fact check.
I think so.
Yeah, Joe, why don't you check that while I talk about it? But no, this is actually a very cheap piece. It's maximum of about $3. I think you could probably find it for more like $50, no problem. Especially if it's not in the pristine condition. This part number is 2468PB02. I think that's printed brick as well.
Peanut butter, yeah.
Yeah.
And peanut butter part.
So it's cool, and because there's a left and right one, that makes it very interesting to me. But Daniel, what would you do with a Space Police printed element? Oh yeah, that's the right there. So corner. If you type in convex, it'll come up right away. So.
Gosh, I do like these corner panels because they work nicely with those octagonal ones. But the Space Police ones specifically,
and on the side,
is this left or right?
This is left.
Gosh, I guess if you get 4 of them and you put them together, you'd end up with this kind of nice octagonal ball in black. You can make like a big bomb,
a police bomb,
like a 60s Batman Adam West style, carrying the giant bomb over his head.
The shape would definitely lend itself to that.
It's a police bomb,
you know. 1.
I said 2.
You said 2. You said 1?
I said 1.
It's 1.
Okay, Daniel's right.
The black and red was
Galactic
Space Police
Peacekeeper.
I thought it was Space Police 2, so my bad.
2 was white and green.
That's a couple years later. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, Space Police 1, hard to find.
I feel like I see these a lot. I'm surprised it's only in one set. I mean,
it is not expensive at all.
Yeah, so. we naturally see, bigger, chunkier parts and printed parts pretty easily because they're what always gets pulled out of bulk.
It's really not that expensive, yeah.
But one set, crazy.
Yeah.
So. And left and right, they went to all that trouble.
Any idea what you would do with it, Joe?
I mean, there's plenty of options for this. You could do just a normal police anything, or you could do, a more specialized, obviously what it's made for.
Can I change mine?
Yeah.
Can I change mine? A black visor on like a giant, RoboCop style, futuristic.
Fantastic, right there.
Perfect.
There it is.
All right, I have nothing now.
Yeah, that's
perfect usage.
That's good.
You can't do anything against that.
Well, Space Police 1, convex there, so that's my second piece. What do you got here, Daniel?
Let's see, what do I want to do next? Let's do these. Okay, so this is part 30596, Rock 2x2 with center stud. This appeared in, I think, 3 colors. So we had orange was the most common, appearing in Life on Mars sets. Bright light yellow, I think, was in one Belleville set.
That's
and then
wild.
the one I have here is medium blue,
which
appeared in Ice Ramp Racers 4579.
I had that set as
nice.
Yeah, yep. These are not crazy expensive. I mean, if you want to get the medium blue and it's a little more, it's about $2 used or $5 new. The orange ones are pretty common, but this is just such a goofy part, and you don't even see it in most of the Life on Mars sets because it goes inside the two-halved rock piece, and then it had like a gem or something in the middle of it that goes in that stud.
Very interesting.
So it's a peculiar piece.
The shape alone is bizarre. So.
Yeah, it's asymmetrical. Well, I guess it's symmetrical that way, but it's not all the way around. I don't really know what I would use this for. Maybe you could stick it on a wall and make it like a light fixture, because this hole goes all the way through. You could put a light through and have like a 1x1 round brick sticking out. Maybe would be kind of interesting.
I know exactly what I'd do with this.
What?
I'd put an eyeball right there and make this a little weird alien dude.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
It'd be pretty sick. That's a good face for an alien.
It's such
almost
weird
like
piece.
a kind of face hugger.
Yeah, exactly.
When you think about it that way.
So what I would do is also creature because of the shape. I think this is like a beak.
It is very
biological. It definitely could be a beak as well.
I see that as like a mouth of some sort of alien spider creature. So
actually, when you put these on the bottom, it almost looks more like a bionicle kind of thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What a weird shape.
Very, very weird shape, and a very limited usage for it.
Yeah, and so the orange one's not terribly expensive.
Orange
maybe?
is the most common and fairly cheap. It was in, I think, at least 3 of the Life on Mars sets.
Gotcha. Yeah, very cool. What do you got, Joe?
I have part number CRSSPRT01.
Chris Pratt?
Cross support, because this has cross supports and not tubes inside of it. This is a brick 1x8 in trans clear. It's old, as you can, you'll tell.
It's aged. Yeah.
It's very aged, but it's in good condition. It just has some wear on it. This came in set 810, which had 2 versions.
Digits.
Yeah, it's called Town Plan, but there was a UK version, and then there was a continental European.
Town Plan.
So
not the one we were talking about with that.
No,
that blue plate.
Town Plan.
Yeah, Samsonite.
So very, very old part, but it's only a few bucks.
Yeah.
So it's not that expensive.
Let me see that.
It looks really cool. I like the trans bricks that have no tubes in them because it actually looks much better.
You can also slide them along.
It does have the standard logo on the studs. I was looking to see if it had the old one. The old
yeah.
one.
Not that old,
but
pretty old.
Yeah, it's an interesting part. Like I said, it's not expensive, so you could get a couple of these for a couple bucks. Yeah, it's just always cool to have translucent pieces, as we've already said. They're probably the coolest parts Lego make. So a brick is always hard to find.
Yes.
So a big brick like that, you could get a nice glass wall.
I'm thinking like ceiling lighting.
What would you do there?
Yeah. There's
Ceiling,
lots of uses for that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Mounted up
Exactly,
in
just
there,
like that. Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
I think y'all stole all the good ideas. I'm not sure. Well, okay, all right. Here, how about if you do it with the anti-studs facing out, it could be a cool engine on a spaceship.
Oh.
We do engines on a spaceship a lot in these spare parts.
Yeah.
But that's because there's a lot of translucent
But I
parts
think
in here.
if you built a frame around this and had just that exposed and had some like backlighting behind it, I think that would be a pretty cool,
that could look cool.
Sort of vintage-looking thruster.
Yeah. Oh, if only they made 1x8 bricks in transparent colors now.
Right?
Yeah.
That would be
We're
so
almost
nice.
there. We're almost there. I could feel it. So.
Yep.
Great part, Joe. My third one here. This is one that baffled Daniel for all of 3 seconds.
I know exactly what that came from.
Exactly. Did you?
I
know. I can tell you exactly what that's from. That's from Jack Stone.
And I guessed correctly.
Yeah.
So
that's an obvious.
This is the. It's actually trans brown now, but it used to be trans black. Windscreen
Justice
6x4x3 flat top with studs and 1x4 holes on bottom. That's the name of it.
One more time.
I love those names.
Wait. One more. Can we get a clean read on this?
Windscreen 6x4x3 flat top with studs and 1x4 holes on bottom. That's correct from Bricklink.
Yeah.
Quite a rolls off the tongue. This is
a name only a mother could love.
from one set. From 2004, it's a Jack Stone little construction digger. The part number for this is 47506. I thought it was fake, pulling it out of the picker brick over there on the table.
Wow.
And then I looked at it like, no, that's Lego, and yeah, that's it even has the year and everything. So this is legit Lego.
It really
piece.
does kind of look like a Mega Bloks piece.
So they've made
you
a
guys just
windscreen.
underestimate the power of Jack Stone.
Exactly. Yeah. They've made a windscreen that's the front of this.
Yes.
Yep.
That we
they
have.
actually still make that because it's in the recent Lego City excavator.
Yeah, but now we have the older version with the extra back brace piece to make it stronger, so it's really unusual. Would you guys collect this? And what would you do with it?
I don't think I would purposely collect it.
Yeah.
But if I had it, I'm trying to figure out what I'd do. I'd do something.
I mean, that's obviously the interesting side.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, this looks cool with all these, like, different...
texture,
lines. I don't know what I'd do with it. Some sort of, like... It looks like a dumpster, but, like, that's not cool. I mean, it's Jack Stone, so it's basically a dumpster. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'd do.
I mean, it's also unusual to see a windscreen that goes like all the way around.
360.
Like, there's really not anything like that.
I think you could put it on a vehicle as like a cover for the character on the vehicle.
Yeah. Interesting.
What? Huh?
Like a windscreen.
Like the way that it's used in the set. Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Like a windscreen.
It's one of those parts that's like, it's very specific usage.
Jack Stone's like that.
Yeah.
So. And there wasn't a Jack Stone logo on the box, but the figure's Jack Stone.
I feel like because it goes all the way around, it should be like a tank or a container for something. So either like some sort of fish tank or like something in a science lab,
so
or
you
like
could pour some green goo in there,
like a sci-fi experiment chamber or something like that.
And despite being in only one set from 2004, this is a 50-cent piece. Nobody cares about it.
Great, go get it.
Go buy the World Supply on Bricklink right now for $50. You got it.
Go for it.
So Daniel, what's the next weird piece?
Let's see. Let's go with
Xbox.
the Xbox logo. This is part 33287, 2x2x2 dome with cross-cut slots. So I have white here, which is, well, it only appeared in one set, was probably the most common one, I guess, because it probably sold the best. It also appeared in bright green.
Wow.
And orange, both only in Scala sets, but several of them. The white one only appeared in one set. Do you guys know what it is?
Is it soccer related?
It is. Yeah. It's soccer related. So it was 3-4-2-3 free kick frenzy. And
did it hold up a card or something?
It was, I think it was either like a paper card slot or
with
maybe part of the goalpost or something.
That makes sense.
But it's a very interesting, unique part. It's probably the cheapest part on the table today. It's less than $1 in used or new condition.
Wow, real cheap.
So, yeah, real cheap, but it could be interesting if you have a whole bunch of them.
Oh, man, the texture is so bizarre.
Yeah.
So, I would collect this, and I would build an Xbox.
Okay, all right.
I mean, that's all I see it, and I'm just like, oh,
Xbox.
Look, it's the Xbox logo. Look at that.
Hey, that is a perfect use for it. I would want to get those because I have some giant background, like plastic pieces from, I think they're Duplo, and that way I can actually system attach them to stuff and put them in builds, which would be totally wacky, bonkers. So
what I'm going to do with this is I actually like the texture on the underside of this piece.
It does look
different. What I'm going to use this for is probably a new Hashima air conditioning unit. So you build a little frame around it with a 2x2 round hole, and that kind of looks like a fan. Because right now a lot of what people use is the turntable bases, and,
which is fine.
A couple other interesting parts. I did one interesting one using the housing from one of the old the little 2x2M motors.
Yes,
I did one with one of those, so trying to mix it up a little more in the AC unit department is always good. So I think I could do a pretty cool one with that.
That's neat. Yeah. Very cool.
That or a light fixture. Most things could be light fixtures.
Yes.
It would cast an interesting shadow too, especially.
The fact that it's cheap is giving me ideas for. I'm like, I don't need to go on Bricklink and buy
it. Yeah, it's not super easy to find, but very cheap.
Yes. Wow, interesting. Well, this is our next piece, huh, Joe? What do we got here?
Speaking of sports, this is a hockey puck. It is a Lego hockey puck. It's not the right size, but it's this came in. You should know what this came in.
I think I know what this
came in a McDonald's poly bag with those weird big hockey dudes.
Oh, I hate those guys.
They're so strange looking, but the puck is actually really cool. Because it has a big Lego words right there on the front.
Can't miss it.
And, I mean, you could play with this.
Theoretically.
It's just small, but you could do a lot of stuff with this. It's just a wild big piece, and it is officially Lego. Everything about it. The part number, hockey puck.
Good. Descriptive.
Yeah, so, I mean, you're going to find that one if you want to look it up.
It's really kind of stretching the limits and the bounds of what could be called a part number.
Right, it's like item number, hockey puck. I was like, okay, cool, that was easy.
Just letters, yeah.
This is cool. It has I don't think it has any way you could connect it to Lego legally, but would you collect it?
You'd have to try.
What would you do with it?
Oh, I would definitely collect this.
I'm surprised you don't have it.
Yeah, I know. As far as uses, this is like really running out of potential to connect it to things. But I think that I would try to use this in a scene as like an ottoman for the middle of like a fancy room or something. But
I can see it. Yeah.
I don't know, or maybe like a podium for like a statue or something. You can think of things.
It does look like it's pretty much 6x6, so you could potentially
put it on a
frame it.
If you took.
Not quite.
No, it's not that curvature.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say you could take the 1x8 arches, but those aren't a full circle in the middle. You might be able to build a frame for this. It does appear to be pretty much exactly 6x6.
I wonder if you could fit a 4x4 inside here.
Yeah,
you could. You could do that statue like you.
Is this 4x4?
That's close. So.
I don't know if.
No, I don't think that's exactly, but it might. I don't know.
We're doing experimenting here.
Yeah.
Well, it's loose.
You could
but it would rest in it.
If only we had a 4x4.
But yes, if you were doing an ottoman or something, you could certainly do a cushion just kind of resting in there. I'm never a super big fan of like building things with just loose unattached pieces, but if you're one of the people who likes building things that's just like a setting for something.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's a little loose, but if you put that right there, you could build a tower or something. Yeah.
Despite the giant Lego logo on this, I know I found these in the trash bin
I'm
in the
sure.
sorting room downstairs, which reminds me, maybe for the next rare parts video or as a separate video, I think we need to do another parts found in the trash thing. I need to take some of those boxes home of junk parts and sort through them and see what we can pull out.
If you're not a Lego expert, you're going to see something and be like,
They're sort of tangential to rare parts videos, but they're a little more unique in that they're things that our sorters actually have thrown away, or well, tried to throw away,
saved from the trash. Yes,
that's why we
always double check. Yes, we have somebody else go through the trash bin.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, there you go.
Great piece. All right, we are halfway through here, and I've got another one. This is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen it before, but going through the pieces downstairs in the sorting room, I found this in I think this was actually not identified as Legos. It was going to be thrown away.
Yeah.
And this is a Fabuland umbrella top with squared bottom flaps. That's the name of it on Bricklink.
Okay.
I've never seen this.
This is part number X837. So
nice.
Pretty cool. And this came in...
Isn't that Elon Musk's kid's name?
Exactly, yeah, this is his kid's name.
Close.
This came in 5 sets total, and it was most common in blue, but most of those came out in 1979, which predates... Well, no, it doesn't predate the mirror. It's as early as it gets for weird pieces like this.
It predates anyone in this room. That's
exactly.
Yeah,
it's like, what, 40 years old now? Yeah, it's a very interesting piece. It has multiple bar connections around the outside. You can actually fit a bar in there.
Really?
That's pretty
Which
cool.
gives me all sorts of ideas. I don't think we have any bars on the table here, but yeah. So very unusual. It's not super expensive, $2 to $5.
That's nice.
And it also came in red, which is a little rarer than blue. But I mean, the fact that we found a weird Fabuland piece is cool to me. So, first of all, would you guys collect this? Because do you guys like Fabuland? And what would you do with it?
Not because of Fabuland, but because of
corner ones
specifically for that.
Yeah,
you could do
that's the party trick.
Spin wheel of death or something. This would this would be a cool thing to put on like a night training course, like a spinning wheel.
Yeah. With
a bunch of axe blades or something on it, and they can defend it.
I was thinking the center of a Ferris wheel.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
something
that
like
sounds
that,
so basic.
Yeah.
But I like that connection. It's really cool. Is there a stud on the bottom?
No, that's actually a small joint.
It's special for a kind of ball joint.
I don't think
there was an umbrella. No, it's smaller than that. There was a special umbrella stand part that had like a ball on the end for this. I don't know if anything else has that same ball diameter. I may surprise Mark here. I think I would figure out a way to incorporate this into a castle. If you had a octagonal tower about this size, and you'd have to still, I think, use one of those umbrella stands to attach it. You could then use these bar connections to have something protruding from the walls at this even interval, so like spikes sticking out or like some posts or something.
But using the structural strength of those bar connections.
Yes, that's actually a really nice connection there. That's really pleasing.
The corners, too, is pretty impressive.
Those flat bottoms.
Now, the blue color's a little restrictive. Did you have any info on any other colors?
There is red, but that's it. Red and blue.
Yeah, not super helpful either for cast.
Just the opposite.
Yeah, $2 to $5, not expensive, so interesting piece. So, yeah.
Let's see, what do we want to do next? Let's do... Okay, we were actually talking about this recently. So we did a Paradisa video, and we were talking about the pink stable doors, or they were also like the taller cabana doors. And they always appear in pink. Is what they almost always appear in. They're different than the doors from, say, like the Yellow Castle, which appeared in red and clear and a handful of other colors. But this specifically is part number 6078, which is the 1x4x3 door in black, which usually appeared in pink. It only appeared in black in set 6563 Gator Landing. If you want to get one of these, it's not super expensive. It's $1 used, maybe $3 new. If you need a little black door for something, or a little, well, I'm stealing your ideas here. You all tell me what you'd use for it.
I would make this a door.
Okay, good, Joe.
I mean, that's what I got. Or actually, this would be a cool piece because it's in black. This would be a cool roof.
Yeah,
that's
a little awning.
Line
maybe?
A bunch of these up. That'd be a good roof.
That'd be neat.
I don't think we should have Joe. I don't think we should invite him back for the next one.
Yeah,
he's not very good at this.
I don't do mocks often. So
this is challenging. I think I
think roof is good.
I think this is a perfect way to cover a window. So you have a little window shade. Yeah, so same thing. Yeah. But man, this is so cool. It's would have been great in castle mocks.
Yeah.
One set, super rare, super cool.
Yep.
Again, not expensive. It's crazy.
Interesting.
No.
We could buy out the world's supply of all these pieces.
I know. I don't think I have anything.
You'd spend more on shipping than you would on the parts.
That's true. But no, very unusual. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Gator landing in the store before. So
yeah, I think is it one of those,
I don't even.
Is it
know
one of those
what
Outback sets? I think it's one of those Outback.
it's
Probably
like Outback adjacent. I don't know if it's exactly from Outback.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't remember.
An old town set. Yeah, so good stuff. But yeah,
An unusual one.
What's next?
Oh, I got a chrome piece. I know you guys like chrome.
Chrome future.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's a 2x2 brick round. Part number 3941. Pretty basic, but the part is chrome, and chrome parts are hard to find and generally
really?
expensive. This one's not horribly expensive. I don't remember if I checked.
I didn't
the
know
price.
chrome was hard to find. I got a whole bucket of it at home.
I'm gonna come over later.
I snack on them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Hey,
So
they do get damaged.
The paint
Yeah.
tastes really good. No, do not.
Don't do what we're saying. Okay.
It tastes like Nintendo cartridges.
Jeez.
So this came in 4 sets actually, which is a lot for a chrome piece, but it's from 2001 to 2004, so it's, and not any time recently. It technically could have come in 5 sets because there's a really weird Stanley Cup out there, but it's already put together. And I heard you mention this, and I forgot about that thing, but I've seen that before. Mm-hmm. Someone once tried to trade one in. I was like, listen, there's no information on this. I can't give you what
there's
you want.
There's like one on Bricklink for like $700.
It's ridiculous.
It's stupid.
But anyway, this came in a couple random sets. One of them was Dacta, and it said it came with, what, 10?
14 of them.
14? Yeah. So they're out there if you have that Dacta set, but it also came in a really interesting like Legoland trumpet build.
Yes.
Which was quite cool looking, and I don't know if the rest of the parts were chrome gold?
Just yellow.
Or just yellow?
Just probably yellow. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's
those were like the mouthpiece, and
but yeah,
the valve caps were like those little like dish headlight pieces.
So it's cool. It's chrome, so I don't really know where else to go with
chrome is cool enough.
Chrome is cool, and that's enough.
Yeah. Yep. I that wasn't on the Naboo Starfighters. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah,
yeah, and that's what's surprising.
That's what, when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's probably what it's from, but it wasn't.
That's interesting.
But it's a nice other part to have in chrome because you've got those 2x2 cones, and I think the 3x3 cones.
I think
also.
both of them were on there.
Yeah, so it it gives you some extra parts to work with if you're really trying hard to do something out of chrome.
So what would you do with it?
I see that as like the barrel of a gun for like a space mech or something. You could do all sorts of pieces.
Yeah,
it's a cylinder. You can do a lot with it. So, what do you got, Daniel?
I don't know because I feel like if you sandwich it between things, the chrome is not good. It doesn't stand out as much. It's really the studs where it shines. But I don't know what else you could do. It's not very well chromed on the underside.
That's how they are.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess because you've got those cones, you could put the 2x2 cone on top of this and make stalactites or something.
Mm-hmm. Smaller like Rock Raider drills. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rock Raiders drills.
Yeah,
a little scaled
down. You
clearly
have some great ideas here.
That'd be good. That's a hard one.
Let's not bring him on the next.
Yeah, I was waiting.
All right.
Hey,
no, you haven't been able to do like hardly any of these.
So wait. So these pieces are all extremely weird. So if we think of even one use for it, we're winning.
We're on the fly here.
Let's give ourselves a little bit more of a low bar. Okay.
Except for Joe.
All right. But we are past halfway now. I've got this is something that I thought was common, but is actually somewhat rare. Okay. To a certain extent. This is the arm grabber angled. That's the name of the part on Bricklink, which is weird. The part number is 30542, and this would have come in orange in one set from Life on Mars.
Okay.
Back in 2001, the Excavation Searcher, which was one of the larger Life on Mars sets.
Nice.
And this is more commonly seen in black, these two double arm grabbers. And that came in a couple Alpha Team sets as well as another Life on Mars set.
I don't know if I've ever seen it in the orange.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with seeing it in orange because I didn't have that set. Wasn't exposed to it that much, but I like the orange color. It's very vibrant. I thought this was more common because it only came out in like 2000, 2001.
Right.
That's it. And it was gone shortly thereafter. I thought this was a more common piece.
Yeah.
So my childhood is a lie.
Nice.
But this is a relatively affordable piece in orange. It's like, I saw them as low as 10 cents, 50 cents.
Wow.
And then in black, they're probably about the same price because they only came in a couple weird, not super rare sets. So, but yeah, one set for a pair of orange grabbers, which I love to play with.
Right. I mean, it seems very fun.
Now, were they made to pick up like the boulder pieces?
Yes.
Is that so? That's what this kind of octagonal shape is.
Yes. It could also pick up a bar if you.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. There's sort of a loose a bar connection down there between the two.
It is cool that it picks up the rocks, though.
Okay, I see. Yeah, when you're at about that angle.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It can grip a boulder very nicely. So.
The boulder.
Now, would you collect this, and what can you think of it being used for? It has some bar connections on there.
A lot of bar connections, yeah. Hang on, let me actually kind of take this apart.
You can disassemble it. Yeah, it's 2 pieces in there. So.
Yeah, okay, so once you take them apart, you can't use the ball joint part because it's only half of one. But you could definitely use these the bar parts and just put them on something as wall decoration. It almost kind of looks like a motorbike chassis or something, too.
Or a weird skeletal horse.
Yeah. You could probably build a speeder chassis out of this. There's a lot of really talented speeder builders who've used a lot less than just 2 bar connections, I'm sure, to build cool speeders.
2 useful connections, actually. So pretty interesting piece, but... so cheap though. For like I said, about $20-$50, you could buy the world's supply and have it shipped to you. So it's great.
Great,
that's pretty cool.
So pretty cool. Don't do that.
Just buy Mark's going.
Hey, don't tell them what to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't scalp.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Don't be capitalist on me. No. So yeah, that's my piece. So.
All right. Next up, I'm going to do probably one of my favorite pieces here today, though not the most expensive. This is part 32165, Technic block in metallic gold. So this part appeared in a whole bunch of things. It first started with like Throwbots and Robo Riders and stuff as like the heads. But it also appeared in a lot of the like early Technic figures buildable sets as the feet. So like the Darth Vader, the C-3PO.
Oh yeah, that's what I recognized.
It was their feet. So the metallic gold one was not in that C-3PO, surprisingly.
Interesting.
The metallic gold one was in set 8520 Millennia from the year 2000. Go figure. With the name like that.
Good name choice. Yeah, that's good.
But so while this was exclusive to that, what makes this part really unique is that this is the first part that appeared in metallic gold.
Oh.
So if you go on Bricklink and you sort by metallic, you go to the color guide and you look at all the metallic gold parts. There are a bunch of other things that are listed as metallic gold, but they're like big carrying cases and things. They're not really. It's like a gold colored plastic that's for those big containers. This is the first metallic gold part that ever existed.
Nice.
And that being said, there's some interesting differences about it. It's almost it's got this like glossy coating on it. You can kind of feel it, which is not like metallic gold parts today, which are kind of like a
grippy,
matte color.
I will say it doesn't look like, for example, the Infinity Gauntlet. That doesn't look like the same color, even though it technically is.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it has that same kind of color tone to it, but like I said, it's definitely got like a coating or something on it that maybe they were putting on early on to try and protect it from wear or something.
It looks like it's been
it has been protected from wear.
That coat of paint, and then it looks like it's got a clear coat on top, which is really weird.
Likely.
Well, that being said, we did have another one of these parts that was in pretty bad condition, so maybe that coating had worn off or gotten eaten away or something. But yeah, it's very peculiar in that way. If you want to get one of these, let me see, not particularly expensive, about $1 used, maybe as much as $5 new. So really not that crazy, but I think I'll be taking this one home as kind of an interesting piece of LEGO history as the first ever metallic part.
So it was used mostly as feet.
Correct. Yes. Not in this color, but yeah.
All I see is like a angry Robo Dog.
That's exactly what it's supposed
to be. That's what they were originally.
That's what I would make a big
that's why they
body
had these
for the
visor things on.
There you go. That's all I see. So that's what I would use it for.
Let me see here. This has got the texture out the window. There's so much you can do with this.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty sick.
I kind of see it as something like a brace to hold something up, but it also looks like like a mask on the wall.
I know exactly what you'd use it for, Mark. Maybe not in this exact color. Maybe in a different.
What
color.
would I be doing with this?
Because what I think of when I see it is it looks like clamps or like a lock-on thing for like a crane.
Yes.
So I think Spice Harvester.
Yes.
the carry. What is it? Carry-all.
Yeah,
comes down and has those like lock-on things that grab on. And there was the one that malfunctioned, which is
I need them in black now. Yeah. So
I think this might be a carry-all lock-on.
That's pretty darn cool. See, like, imagine you throw that in there, and then you're like the coolest NPU
this
ever.
one's spice-colored.
That's true.
Exactly.
That one's got a little dusting spice on it. Yeah.
Still got the authentic spice. Joe, save us. What do we got next?
Yeah, I have a not exciting looking part. I'll say that much. It doesn't look cool. This is a 4x4 corner brick. It doesn't look special, but it only came in one set.
In green?
In green.
Huh.
One set. Waters Junkyard.
Ah.
So I think it came with 4 of them, and it was the...
Not 8?
It was either 4 or 8.
Okay.
Because it might have been the 2 engines or 2 on each. But, so this only came on that one... The junked up pod racer that was there.
Right, which you could build into.
You could, it was in the main picture. It's all junked up, but you can have them both be built. But that's the only thing this came in. And again, it's not that expensive, a few bucks maybe. But it just doesn't look like you pick this up and be like, it's a nice grass piece.
You'd think it'd be in like a creator. set.
But this is super hard to find. So.
That's interesting because I know we have a lot of this type of part in other colors in like huge quantities.
Oh yeah, so
regular
online store. I bet it ain't green.
Well, no, like white and blue. Because this was a part that a lot of times came in like classic sets and like big parts buckets, just because they're giant chunky parts. But interesting that it's very rare in green.
So because it's green, what would you do with it?
So as a landscape builder, I love this.
Right.
I see steep hillsides all day long.
Absolutely.
So, but that's the very regressive use of this piece. It's not as creative. What do you think, Daniel?
I'm going to make Mark mad. This looks like filler brick to me.
hey,
womp, womp.
It worked
all
great.
right. Now hang on. Let me try a little harder. If you were building a very specific type of landscape, I'm picturing a cartoonish, let's say like a Mario style almost of landscape where you have these sort of rounded shapes that have pretty much vertical sheer faces, and this is kind of the grass layer on top. Sort of like Minecraft, but obviously not with the curved edge. I think Mario would probably be
I agree. Or even Animal Crossing, maybe.
Sure. That's sort of cartoonish, video game-ish type of terrain. That could be the grass. Definitely. I don't think they made those in brown, but you could probably either get the 4x4 curved panel or maybe just the macaroni bricks or something and stack those up and to give you the dirt color.
What's your last one?
I put a little more effort in.
All right, I saved my best for last for sure.
As we usually do.
This is the throwing disc with Throwbot Turbo / Slizer City with 7 pips and fuel container. This is
don't tell us the price. Don't tell us the price on this one.
I'll let you guess it. This is a throwing disc, and
Did you look at the price?
This would have been a more rare one because it doesn't appear in any sets on Bricklink. However,
that's what I think Garrett mentioned.
Yeah, Garrett got me this piece. He was the guy who got me this one to put on the video, and there were a couple other rare discs. There's one with a crystal. There's one with other random kind of like power objects, and so this is the golden gas can of destiny. It's amazing.
It does look cool.
It's cool. It's like glowing out the spout. It's awesome. So
plus the color of the disc itself is really
dark turquoise is very nice.
And for as rare as it is, it still only has the seven pips.
Out of how many?
Out of 8.
I think there's
I want to say I think it was Millennia that came with one that had. What Garrett said he thought was 8 pips, but then we counted them and it actually just had more slots. It was like 10 pips or something. So I don't know how the game worked or what the points meant in terms of.
There's an RR Slugger video on this subject.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And so this is the standard pip count would have been what was it? 8. And then there's one that just blows all the records. It goes to like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
So this is still in that standard format. But the part number is 32171 PB024 1999, right before Millennia's time. No sets. So do you guys have any idea about the price point of this? First. You can do like a low and a high maybe, or about.
It ain't low.
Gosh.
It's high.
I know Garrett told me about it.
It's higher than I would have thought.
I feel like it was either like $40 or like $70, and I don't remember which. So
it's a good guess.
Let's say if I do Price is Right rules, I'm going to go over. If I go in the middle, I don't know. I'll say $50.
Okay. That's literally what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I'll go 49 then.
Okay.
So you guys are right. This would have on the low side maybe 30, but relatively around 50.
Yeah.
So just for this random disc, and this is kind of
pretty wild.
Not the most expensive disc. The crystal one is actually slightly more.
That's interesting.
That might have been the one that was like $70.
Yeah, that one's a little more. It can sell for as high as that. But $50 for a disc with a gas can on it.
I have to imagine the only person paying that is like somebody like Duck Bricks or somebody who's trying to get all of the discs.
Yeah. So Slizers / Throwbots, excuse me, having a good time with pieces in this video. So.
Pretty wild.
I have no idea what I'd use this for because of the unusual print. Yeah, would you collect this though? You want to get this lasers?
I think it's pretty cool, but
there's no use.
I was like, I don't know what I would do with it.
If I got it for free, sure, but I don't know if I'm gonna buy it. So.
It's not even just like a good as like a picture of a gas can that you could use for like a.
No, it's just
I was picturing like because I forget. I think there's some connections you can do with these. You could make like an advertising sign or something on like a gas station.
Not even a good
but
one.
It's got a giant Lego Technic logo on it, which kind of ruins your immersion a little bit.
And also, it's a gold gas can spewing forth light.
I think that's the best I could do is if you built like a cyberpunk gas station or something. This would make like a cool sign on top of it.
Yeah. Otherwise, almost useless, but very cool.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that you can throw it with a throw button.
Yeah, and give somebody an amazing gas boost.
That's right.
Daniel, what's your honorable mention?
Yes, I'm going to do one honorable mention here. This is the... Where do I even want to start with this? It doesn't have a part number, but the gear item that it comes in is called Shoe Charms Bricks, parentheses, Gibbets.
Yep.
Gibbets spelled J-I-B-B-I-T-Z.
Gibbets and crows!
J-I-B-B-I-T-Z, which I guess is a company that makes accessories, presumably for Crocs, is really what we're going for here. Right. And it came with 3 bricks. There was a red, a green, and a yellow one. It was like a 2x2, a 2x3, and a 2x4. This is the green one we have, and it's clearly been used. It's got some dirt on it. They came out in 2012, and what's fascinating is they're... maybe they're not quite half-sized,
but they're definitely
2/3 size.
So maybe 2/3 size. It's almost like a Modulex size. I actually would be interested to get a Modulex piece and see if it has any interaction here. But it says Lego on every one of these studs.
It sure does, which is pretty wild.
Lego, for some reason, collaborated with Gibbets to release this one item.
Like their gibbets.
This one item. So this will immediately be going to Garrett.
Yeah. Yes. He is a Croc enjoyer.
Yes. So that's my strange honorable mention. It's not really a part, but it is.
If it's on
rare, it's weird.
All right. So do you actually have a part?
Yes. So my final part, my final and most expensive part for the day.
Oh, that's 2 parts, Daniel.
Well, yeah, it's because it comes in a whole bunch of colors and they're all rare and expensive. Yeah. This is the 2337 Canopy Extender piece. So it's 4 studs wide and attaches typically to that sort of long pointed 4 wide canopy that was common in the 80s and 90s. This is kind of similar in a lot of ways to the big octagonal quarter dome pieces in that it came in a lot of different sets in pretty much one color per set in a transparent color. So it came in, here I have trans red, trans neon green. It also appeared in trans brown in the Slave One, trans blue, trans yellow, and trans neon orange. So lots of different transparent colors, pretty much each corresponding to a single set from a space set that used that, transparent color. The trans red version was Space Police 1, 6781 SP Striker.
That one.
And then trans neon green was Mtron Stellar Recon Voyager 6956.
Collectible sets.
Yeah. Yes, very collectible sets. It is a interesting part. The red one can go up to as much as $18 for a new one.
Wow.
The trans neon green one can go up to $15 for a new one.
Yeah.
Because they're transparent, they get scratched easily. Yeah. This one actually has one of the little tabs broken off, so very easy to get damaged.
Hinges can be fragile.
Right. These old style pin hinges, that's why they did away with them. Or finger hinges, I guess is what they call them. But yeah, very, very interesting piece.
I would totally collect these. I don't know what you'd use them for, though, because that is a bit more specific.
It is a very specific usage. They're just like windscreen extenders, almost, is what they were meant for, which it's a good piece for, but I don't know. You could use, if you got like... No, they don't do that.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
I don't know. I got nothing on that.
Yeah, I don't know. The shape is unusual. You could probably figure something out with that downward side.
Right.
Yeah. It's unique in that you've got, studs on one side, so you could attach to something, but it doesn't have anti-studs on the bottom, so you could just, stick it on a wall or up under a roof or something.
Right. Now, these could connect to each other, correct? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you could make a whole chain of these.
That would be my best.
A big centipede.
If you got a whole bunch that were the same color.
You could do something cool with that.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, great piece, Daniel.
I have actually used one of the trans red ones before because I did a sort of like a more modern take on the Seatron spaceship, the one with the engines. Yep. And because it was just a slightly larger scale and there's no good way to make like a larger version of that canopy, I just put one of the extenders on it, and that kind of gave the illusion of it being a little larger.
For sure, yeah. Well, we don't have any mock opportunities there, but some cool pieces and expensive ones too. So, Joe, what's the last one you got?
Ooh, little tiny, little bitty one.
This is my last one. This is one that you might think you've seen a ton of times, but
you did. Well, you thought.
Well, yeah, you're right. It is a compass on a 1x1 tile. This is Jack Parrot. Wow, Jack Parrot.
Jack Parrot.
This is Jack Sparrow's compass,
yes.
Which you have probably seen a bunch of in dark blue. This one is black. So this is the newest part on this table. Yep. This is from 2017.
Yep.
Yeah,
this came in the Silent Mary set. I think it's 71042. It's a set number. I didn't write that down. The part number is 3070 PB117.
Yeah.
As one does. But it's a simple piece. It's just cool that they remade it and changed the color on it, so it made it more unique and harder to find. Not very expensive, a couple bucks maybe. The blue one's much cheaper because it came in like 7 sets.
Yeah.
So it's whichever one you think looks better. I don't know what made them change it. Maybe they just thought it'd be more accurate to go black now. But it's a cool part, and I like it a lot. And there's more uses than just a compass for it.
Yeah.
Which
like a
would
little wristwatch. Or,
I was saying, what would you do?
Little clock.
That's what I would do.
Little nautical gauge on some...
Steven would love this piece. He likes watches, so... yeah, this is a cool piece, Joe.
I like it. This one looks more steampunkish.
Yeah.
Now, is the print actually the same, or is it different?
I didn't check that.
Because I think were they listed separately, or is it one listed?
No, they were separate lists. So I guess it probably is a different print.
It wasn't the same part appearing in dark blue and black.
Correct.
Okay,
it is a different print.
Slightly.
I don't know what's different though.
Yeah, definitely looks like some kind of nautical gauge or steampunkish.
I like it a lot.
Steam gauge or something.
And it's a couple $, right? So it's a little harder to find.
It's not cheap, but I mean, it's a small part, so it's like a few bucks.
And very easily confused with another one.
Correct.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would definitely collect that. So, all right, but yeah, some crazy pieces today, guys. Love it. Hopefully, people found a lot of pieces they've never seen before. Now they're going to go buy them on Bricklink.
There you go.
Spend some money on shipping. It'll be great. But yeah, I appreciate you guys with all your insights and thoughts, and yeah, a couple mock ideas too.
There you go.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We do these all the time. We'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.